Welcome to the Bougie Boys Podcast, where tech, travel, wine, and life's finer things meet a little real talk. The views and opinions expressed in this show are our own and don't represent any organization or employer. We're just here sharing what we love, what we think, and maybe stirring the pot a little. Listener discretion is advised. We keep it classy, but we don't hold back. Now grab your drink and let's get bougie.
Hey guys, welcome back, Bougie Boys, episode 3 of the podcast. I'm your host, Ray, and we've got Michael.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mike.
Alex.
Good to be here.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I feel like I just saw you guys.
Literally,
yes.
Literally just saw us kind of double visioned.
Last night.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so seeing you guys plenty of times this week and, can't get enough. And here we are back in the studio recording. I'm so excited because last episode we did, it was good. It turned out really well, and there's so much that I've just been holding in that I'm waiting for the next episode, and now we're doing it again. And I think we're doing it consistently, which is great. And I feel like we'll have more content. But yeah, so got another episode for you guys, and if you're not aware, I think we came to the decision, we were talking about it, and I think every Thursdays is what we put in the AI, did all that stuff, and I think Thursday mornings at 6 a.m. was the good time to drop these weekly podcasts to you guys. So that way when you're sipping your coffee on your way into work, driving in, you can listen to us on your car, or you can watch us if you're sitting, drinking your coffee, or if you're at work and you don't actually want to work, throw an earpiece in and go ahead and you can listen to us. But yeah, Thursdays at 6 a.m. is our goal that we're going to try to shoot this out. So we may be filming this on a Friday, on a Saturday, Sunday, different days, whenever our schedules line up. But today is Sunday, though, and we are here. So yeah, we're kind of in between games right now. We had the Seahawks game this morning, and we've got the Mariners coming in this afternoon. So we're trying to fit that, the whole schedule, get everything in there, but we're here recording on a Sunday.
I feel like it was a great timing. I went to my friend's house this morning and spent time watching 3 different games. Watched those games, went home, got a bite to eat, and then shot over here to the studio to make sure that we get our recording in. And then after that, I think that the wives are in the waiting room, and they're waiting to see us come on. We're going to do dinner tonight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice Korean barbecue.
No, actually, we changed it from Korean barbecue. We're going to hot pot.
Hot pot.
We're going to do the hot pot. Since you guys said you guys have never done hot pot.
No, never done it.
I can't
Never
believe you guys haven't done hot pot. I mean, but it is amazing. I love Korean barbecue, and I probably like Korean barbecue maybe more.
No,
than
let's
hot
try
pot,
something different.
But you guys got to try the hot pot. We're going to Haidilao, but it's over in Bellevue, so we're going to head over there after this and get some dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice surprise. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, I love hot pot because it's like the melting pot. It's like a fondue, but with the broth and meat and yeah.
Oh, now I'm excited because I didn't know that either.
And it's a cooler day today. It's going to really hit. It's going to be
But
good.
you take your noodles and your meat and you put it in the broth for like 10 seconds to a minute, and then you take it out and you dip it in the sauce and eat it.
Nice.
It's going to be good.
Nice. And we're going to take the Tesla.
Yes, we're going to take the Tesla so we can get there safely and back because, we got a little bit of wine going. Speaking of which wine, though, what'd you bring, Mike?
Oh, man. So I brought, and shout out to Echo Lands. This is a Resound. This is actually a really, really great wine from Walla Walla. Mm-hmm. If you ever get the opportunity and you visit Walla Walla, I highly suggest that you go to Echo Lands. It has the most beautiful tasting room. And what a view, right, guys?
It's amazing.
What a view. So it is probably a 30-foot glass wall overlooking Red Mountain.
Yep.
I don't think I've been to Echo Lands.
Oh, man. You got
I
to
think next
see
time
it.
we go, I got to
No,
go
you
check
were
it
there.
out. Was
You was
Yeah,
Was I
you
there?
were there.
Glass.
Which
all
one was
all the
all the way
glass?
around.
Oh, is that the one with the old guy that came in?
No.
No.
That was there for one. I don't remember. Maybe I was just drinking too much wine by then because I don't remember that one.
Well, for you guys out there, if you go out to Walla Walla and you want to try a great wine and you want to see a beautiful tasting room, definitely, I highly recommend that you go to Echolands.
Yeah, I'll have to check out some pictures from our last trip to see.
Echolands is right next to Walla Walla Vintners.
Okay, Vintners. Okay.
So you got Walla Walla Vintners. You got
That's where we went for the dinner.
one other winery there, and then Echolands are all right there. So incredible time. I bought the people that work there are amazing.
I mean, the wine tastes really good.
The wine industry amazing. Echolands is like they have a brand new winemaker. He's been there for a couple of years, but this is the wine that he's starting to put out that you're tasting now.
No.
And it is, by far better than a lot of wineries out there. So I highly suggest that you guys go check it out.
And I believe Echolands also said that they're just getting ready to release some newer blends that are going to be even more powerful than their previous ones. So I think they're really getting their game together.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I love a good wine. Every time we go to Walla Walla, it's always a good time. And I think for your birthday, we're not going to Walla Walla. We're going to do Woodinville.
Woodinville is also an excellent place. Yeah. Over 100 wineries in a mile square radius.
It's like heaven. Like bar hopping, but wine hopping.
Yeah,
and from one to another.
I think they have a brand new hotel. It's like a resort, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go stay at the hotel resort, and we got friends that work up there. We're probably going to see them over there at Page Cellars.
Megan and
Kelly.
Yeah, Megan and Kelly.
So they are Flowers for Wolves. Shout out to them. Check them out on Facebook. Go see them live. They're amazing.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll throw a link too. I think we'll create a post on, if you're following us on Facebook and Instagram and all that, we'll throw a link down there to whoever we're shouting out to for this show today.
Yeah, and Page Cellars, the owners out there are amazing people. They have an incredible story. I'm a member. Are you a member?
Yes.
Oh man, we're members out there.
Members.
Yeah, and the wine, again, is amazing. I think as Bougie Boys, we literally are very selective about what kind of wine we drink.
Yeah, I mean, there's some wines that we won't put our name out on. Get to a point where, like, you know, if we're gonna put our name behind it, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Speaking of Bougie Boys and wine, so what's that hat you're wearing?
Oh man, so these are the new Bougie Boy hats.
Thank
for
you,
our
Ray.
Podcast. Thank you, Ray.
Version 1, because I'm going to change it like every 5 minutes probably until we get one that we like. So you'll have plenty of variations that you guys can buy.
And yeah, I absolutely love that. And we're going to talk today about being bougie on a budget, right?
Yeah.
So you make our hats, all of them, and they come out amazing. Why would we go anywhere else to have our hats made? No. All our swag Ray's in-house. Yeah. So if you guys out there order something, you're going to get the Ray special.
And it's quality.
It's going to come straight from
Absolute
us.
Quality.
And it's going to, and the money is going to kind of go back and support, us here doing this podcast and all our expenses. So kind of saves us money in the long run instead of having to outsource it, doing it ourselves. And then instead of going to a sweatshop in China, you can have a sweatshop in my garage. Got to put my kids to work.
I'll send mine.
But yeah, so coming up today's episode, we're going to be talking about balancing the hustle, staying bougie, and then how to do it smart and not go broke. And that's kind of our topic for today's episode. And I think balance is key, and it is very, very important. Self-care plus hard work.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, like balancing your career, you got your family, we've got our work, which is our career, but we have also our side hustles, we've got our vacations, we have our wine tasting, our friends. How do we fit all that together? How do we make it work? I mean, Alex, what do you do to balance? Because you're busy too, especially with your wife always working
that's true.
too, trying to find time for you guys.
Good question. And just as I am reacting right now, I'm rarely prepared for anything. I'm usually in the react phase, so I'm poorly prepared, but I'm very, let's just say, able to meet the demands of the family. Whatever's happening, I seem to meet whatever those expectations are.
You make it work.
I make it work, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every time, just trying to find time to do this podcast, it's like we have to figure out our schedule, but somehow we make it work.
Week to week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't say, hey, we're going to meet on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Because Tuesdays are not always going to work.
Yeah. We don't have a set schedule. It's kind of like, what's your schedule? And that's exactly what we do. Each week by week, we text each other in a group text and be like, hey, when are you available? When are you available? Yeah. And throw our days out there. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for the most part, it's worked so far. And I think I'm pretty thankful for that. And it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. When there are big events, it really is beneficial for me to focus with the wife or the family member that wants a big event and really just dedicate my mind and my resources to making sure that they get what they need so that they can be happy with the outcome. So it really is just coupling with whichever family member wants something to transpire and working with them and making sure I have the time and the resources to dedicate to that.
Yeah, because I mean, looking at everything that we do and everything that you do is like, how do you have time for us? You have to take your kids you have to drive them to school. Laura's working so many hours. Yeah. She really doesn't get as much of a break. You don't get ready. How do you even find time for yourselves? Because when you guys are together and then you get free time, you spend it with us.
Yeah.
So what about you? I mean, I guess that's kind of like we're all family. Yeah. It's all part of that. But like, how important is it to make time for just you and Laura?
Honestly, it's not as important as making sure that the family matters are taken care of. We get those times away with our friends, and those are our real enjoyable times, is when we can get away from the family, away from, let's just say, all the daily routines, and just get dressed up and go out with our friends and just enjoy the camaraderie that we have with our friends, getting away from the norm.
So I guess I would say more or less like the adult time that we have, even though it's not just, me and Carolyn or you and Laura or Mike and Brenda, it's spending those free times together. It's still adult time. There's no kids, no responsibilities, and we're still able to. I think we're blessed. I'm blessed enough to have you guys, as we have similar interests to where we can go do similar things and we have fun. Because I mean, I love like a lot of the things you guys like to do: food, wine, traveling. It's the same interests and things I like. So it's like I would be doing the same thing with just Carolyn and I without you guys. So having you guys with us when we do stuff like that, it just makes it even better.
For me, I spend all of my time with my wife. So my wife is very involved in my business. I'm very involved in her business. So I spend pretty much every single day either speaking to my wife or figuring out our game plans for our business. Like, I spend all of my time with my wife. So like Alex said, when we get out with friends, that's like really where it's at. That's where we reinvigorate our drives, and really relax, and like, this is why we do what we do, either with family or with friends.
So that is a good segue into the next point of burnout. I mean, we're constantly doing stuff, and Alex, you said you're, between trying to find time for family and everything else, somehow you make it work, and it works out. But
the burnout's real. You're absolutely correct. So just a typical day, you get up at 6, get in, log into my job. At the same time, I'm prepping the kids for school because I'm teleworking, and getting my wife's breakfast ready if she wants it, or a coffee or whatever she wants. And then getting back to the computer, sitting down, planning out the day with the workforce, then getting up and getting one of my daughters to school, which is about 45-minute drive one way.
Yeah, she goes to school. You live about 45 minutes away from me.
Yep.
And her school is like down the street from my house.
Yep.
So you pass by my house all the time.
Every day, 4 times a day.
Yeah.
But one of the things I run into, honestly, is when my wife gets off work, all of a sudden, I have to be Johnny on the spot because she's going to be hungry. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night when she gets home. So it's no joke. She's like done for the day, and I'm her safety net to get her, revitalized, get her some food and stuff. So I have to be on it. So I'm talking about 6 or 7 at night. I'm starting to feel myself slow down. So I'll get a cat nap in, get revitalized, and then I can go till 10 or 11 o'clock at night and still have enough energy, to do everything I need to do.
Because you're at home trying to take care of, while she's at work, over at the clinic, and you're over at home just, trying to make sure everything stays managed and working around the clock. And then on top of that, she comes back late at night hours, and you're having to still like be there, show up for her too.
Be present for her.
I don't
want her to come home and see me sleeping like Alex is knocked out. Oh my gosh, that's rude. I couldn't do that.
It reminds me of like that TikTok video, or like one of those videos that they did where you got the husband who's like following behind the wife who just got home from work, and following behind and trying to anticipate every single need, like running around 100 miles per hour, grabbing the shoes, grabbing this, trying to get there, open the door before she gets there, puts the coffee in her mug and doing everything, and just following and having to like anticipate it. And then at the very end, like misses one little thing and she gets mad.
Those days may or may not have happened, but they're pretty far and few between.
If you know what video I'm talking about, I don't know if
I do.
There's a couple, but yeah,
I do.
Like you see that husband's trying to be the good husband, and you don't find many guys out there that do those kind of things, that take care of their wives. So I think Laura is very blessed to have you.
Thank you. I mean, I do fall short on some things. Some of the romantic objectives that she has, I sometimes overlook because I'm continuously on. Yeah. And sometimes I don't throw that into the planning mix, and that
you're in that mode,
that bites me in the butt sometimes.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? I know that you especially with like you said, being with Brenda all the time, you guys work well together. You guys, we go on vacation together. You do a lot of stuff together. What's your secret other than you guys just being awesome partners to each other, preventing the burnout from being around each other all the time?
I feel like we often think about each other and what we need in our life, and we both have the same goals and the same mindset, and we've done that consistently for years. So with the motel business and construction and rental properties and her realtor, we just are driven at one goal, and consistently waking up, talking about that goal, moving forward every single day is that goal. So most nights you'll find us at home on a computer 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you guys are like sitting right across from each other, just still working.
Every single day, and that's what it takes as a business owner to really move yourself forward. So there will come a point in our lives where we're a little bit back away from that business, but never hands off.
Yeah.
So me and Brenda, we consistently drive towards what we want and where we want to get to. But I also don't forget that that's my wife. So I often now send Brenda with friends. You got to have guy time and girl time and like recharge. Recently, my wife went with my friend John's wife down to California. It was a 3-day spa. So that's all they did, just the two of them, and relaxed. And I felt like she really needed that because Brenda's the hardest working woman I think I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
She never stops. And for me, like this morning I went and watched game with my friends, and now I'm here doing this podcast. That's regenerative to me because during the week, I'm working, and you guys know as friends, if you don't plan ahead with me, it's not going to happen. Like I plan ahead because I have so many things going on in my life, but I take time out of those days to make sure that I do something that I really enjoy because I need to recharge and I want to live today. I don't want to live in my retirement where I can't move around and I'm too old.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
I really live for the moments that I have with my friends. And I'm a true believer in, hey, man, you got to work really hard and play even harder.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, I'm a true believer in that. And I do that, I think, as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's all valid points. I think, even though we do a lot of times, busy working, but spending time with each other and just doing stuff that we have our passion and what we have fun doing, that kind of helps recharge. Because even like right now, like the wives are in the other room, they're here, but they have each other too, so they're all hanging out with each other. So it's not like we don't have to feel that guilt of like, hey, I'm hanging out. Some people, when they go out there, I'm like, oh, I'm hanging out with the guys, and feel guilty about going out in guy time. But we're lucky enough that our wives, we all get along together to where we can have guy time of us here and hanging out and doing this podcast, and the girls are busy doing their own thing, and we're still in the same areas, just doing our own little things. So it always helps.
How about you, Ray?
Yeah.
I mean,
For me,
you work 24-hour shifts. Wow.
yeah. So I think it's the funny thing is because my wife, when she goes to work, before she was injured, but when she goes to work, she would do 12-hour days. I go do my 48-hour shifts. I'm gone for 2 days at a time. The balance between family, trying to take the kids to soccer, sports, doing all that, and then at the same time, Mina's got dance and trying to run around and trying to find time for everything else. It makes it tough, but we manage and we do it. Luckily, what helps us out is family. Her parents, my parents, they're all step in to be able to get the kids to where they need to be when we can't be in 2-3 places at once. We have 3 kids that need to go 3 different places, and there's only 2 of us. So it helps in that realm, doing that. And it's just funny. It just we always joke about it, though. I think what would happen, my schedule being gone for 2 days at a time, what keeps us married is the fact that we both go to work and get that time apart from each other, to where, gives us a chance to actually miss each other and actually be like, hey, when we do have time off together, it's spent, doing stuff that we enjoy. So, because it's rare, a little bit more common now that she's been home for a little bit, but there would be points to where we probably would see each other once a week or twice a week, just based on our schedule, because there was a point where I was gone for 2 days, and the minute I came home from work, she'd be going to work for the next 2-3 days, and then we'd have that 1 day off together. And so,
You guys were like strangers in the night, huh?
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it's gotten a lot different since she got hurt at work, and then so she's been home for the past year, and we've just been making it work that way. But we do joke around, only thing that kept us married back then, and we've been married for over 10 years now, is just because we never see each other. Because I'm the type of person, like, I couldn't do what you do when it comes to being like, I can work with my wife, but we both have the same mentality. Like, we're both trying to be like, we both want to be in charge. And we both butt heads sometimes, but we do our business stuff together pretty well. But I think if we work together 24/7, it'd just be one of those things where we'd be like, okay, I hate you. But it works out the way we got things going.
Well, I'm gone most of the day. So Brenda, during the day, she runs the motel, and that's, really her business. Mm-hmm. So Brenda's very involved in my construction, but it's my construction company. So I'm gone all day and I'm running my business, and I probably get home most nights. I leave at 5 a.m. I get home at 5 p.m. So I'm not generally with her all the time. I'm gone most days, but I talk to her often. And we make decisions. So if you're out there and you're listening, like, I'm not sitting in an office with my wife all day, because I do think that we would, have a lot more issues. The only difference between us and say other couples is that everything we do is together. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I have a 9-to-5 job and then I come home and most people don't talk about their jobs. And Brenda has a 9-to-5 job. Like, no, our lives are very integrated with each other and all the businesses. So that's the real difference for us. But time apart is so important, right, Ray?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta miss that person and be on your own and really realize, like, I this person drives me and makes me want to be a better man, and I love this person more than any other person in the world next to my kids.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that time is definitely. At some point, I'm like, oh, do I want to just be left alone? I would. At some points, it'd be nice to just be able to sit in the corner somewhere by myself. Nobody, no kids, no wife, no friends, no nothing, and just decompress. But we don't have enough hours in the day to be able to get that time, and I think that's where we prioritize, and that's where like family comes first, and then our family first, and then work, and then but you got to have that balance because you need work to be able to take care of your family too. So it's kind of, but I think we're all three of us we're making it work, and it's working for us. And I mean, everyone has different experiences, and I think those watching us, share your experience. What keeps you going? We don't want to get to the point where we're so busy that why did we do this in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, we all had a vision and a goal of what we wanted to do and accomplish. I mean, I know, Mike, with starting your business, you have a goal that you want. That is why you did it. And at what point do you get too busy and working so hard that you lose sight of that?
I get, honestly, tunnel vision very often. So it's like the estimates, the constant talking to clients, managing the project. So I get tunnel vision a lot. But I have the vision in the back of my head where I want it to be. So I think the biggest thing for me is that I never stop believing that will happen, and it's a long game. So when you own a business, and it's not like you start a business and then, you're like everybody says on Instagram, oh, I'm making this much money a day and I'm vacationing every day. That's a lie.
I mean, maybe there's a few. Who knows?
There could be. But for most of us, you're not going to start a business and then it's going to be hands off, running by itself, and you're just traveling the world having fun.
That's the goal for some. And I mean, I know you've said in previous podcasts or previous episodes that you love to travel and you want to travel, but you also want to work. But I mean, ideally, goal for a lot of people would be to get a successful business to runs itself to where you don't have to be there and you can actually do as much vacation time as you want, So, I mean, different people, different goals, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I wish maybe at some point I can get to that point, but I don't know if I would want to completely give it up. I do enjoy the work like you do and helping others, but at the same time, I do travel. So again, finding that balance.
I mean, 2 years ago, I wanted to be off the tools because I wanted to work on my business and not in my business. Mm-hmm. Now, it's very rare that I touch tools. So I spend most of my time working on my business. And then the next steps for me are all the jobs that I'm doing, I'm going to take them off my plate so somebody else can do them and I can focus even more on the bigger picture. So as a business owner, you have to keep that huge vision. And that vision is real for me, where I want my company to be 5 years from now, a year from now. And I never lose sight of that. So, and that is also like my whole life, like where I want to be with my friends and my family and how I want to live my life. And what that looks like is always in the back of my head.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of how people measure success in a way too. Because I mean, ideally, we want to work and continue to work because we enjoy the job, but measuring the success of, hey, if you can step away from the business and it runs itself and you've got it set up where you've got employees, you've got the jobs coming in and someone to manage it while you're able to you don't necessarily have to take the vacation, but you can kind of step back and it's still successful. That kind of just measures how well what you built, I think.
Well, I think the craziest thing for me, guys, was really, I had fired an employee, which is hard when you know that person and you're a part of their life, regardless whether you want to be or not. I'm very family oriented, so it was hard for me to fire that person.
Best thing I ever, like your family, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And the best thing that ever happened to that kid was me firing him, because he still works for me. We brought him back. It was like a 2-week suspension. So what I told him was, if you want to come back, I'm not the only person you have to talk to. You have to talk to my wife, and you have to talk to the job foreman, because the job foreman's who you work with every day. He's the one that you're hurting by showing up late or not doing your job or being on your phone, like all those things. So I made him go out and talk to my job foreman, and I stood there, and I was in the meeting, but I wasn't presently engaging. I was just present. And what happened to me that I never expected was my employees talked about working for Premier Legacy Builders. They didn't talk about working for me. And that was such a huge thing to me, how they talked about my company as its own entity. Like it was something that had outgrown me as the owner and the founder, which when somebody does that for your own company and it separates from you, I was mind blown. I was like, I really created this thing that has outgrown me and become its own entity. So that was a huge goal for me. And I just focus now on building my business to sell it. Even though I might never sell it.
You're setting yourself up for that.
That's how you build a successful company, is you build it to sell it. Like, who would come in and take the systems that I've created, the quality that I've created, and really just be able to walk into my business and start doing it?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how like startup companies start. My brother does a lot of startup companies and all the entrepreneur stuff, and it gets to a point where they're starting businesses and ideas, and it's, in the end, it's really more about building something for someone else to buy. A lot of those guys in the tech industry, they're just building these ideas in this company, not more or less just to get something going to where you can get big names that'll be like, hey, you want Microsoft, you want Google, all these big companies to acquire you and be like, hey, I like what you're doing. I like that idea. I'll pay you $2 million to sell your company. And that's how people kind of measure that, in that industry. It's like, they may sell, they may not sell, but.
And here's a good question for everybody out there too, is do you have an entrepreneur mindset? Are you surrounding yourself with those people? Because for you guys, since you've been around other entrepreneurs, is that how your mind is? Think about the conversations that we have, or that we have with Kieran and Sherry, that we have with each other, and that our wives have when we're not even around. Like, what do those look like to you?
Yeah. I mean, like the wives, I know they're out there, like Alex's wife is constantly trying to think of ideas to way to make money and
plotting.
What can we
is trying to figure it out. Yeah.
What kind of idea can come up that we can make money off of, bouncing ideas off of there. And same thing. I mean, to me, I agree. I would, if the business I'm doing is I want to make it a business that kind of runs a business that someone wants to buy. It's just like if a big name company wants to buy your business or whatever, whether it's leather that I do or any of that stuff, or like you're doing your business, it's a compliment that, hey, you got something that's worth something, and it gives value to it.
Yep.
And those conversations that you have with, say, other people and me or Ray or with your wife, how are those geared differently now that we're all like generally new entrepreneurs, all three of us? So how does that feel different to you than it did, say, 8 years ago when we met? We were just working jobs.
Well, I was really concentrated on the job. I was concentrated on getting to that next level of my employment so that I could create a good retirement and stable income for the family. And after talking to all the entrepreneurs, yourself, Ray, and a lot of other people, I'm left at this quandary of, do I want to become my own entrepreneur, and I do, but now I have a fear factor, and it's not the fear of starting and failing, it's the fear of I get so far and I can't go any further, and I've exposed my ideas so much that they're no longer my ideas. So those are the two factors that I play with all the time. Like, do I have the resources to go far enough where I can maintain and hold on to this idea that I'm working with so I continue to make it mine and make it my story? Or do I have to relinquish it to someone that has more resources because they can go further with it? Those are the things that bother me about my ideas for entrepreneurship, because I have a couple and I would really throw myself into them if I had a little bit more assurance inside me that the exposure to other people and other elements that I need help with wouldn't just be taken over later on and say, oh, that's a great idea. I think I got the resources to do that. I'm going to run with it.
Yeah.
So that's my internal fear, probably a good, let's just say, excuse to not jump on it right away. But I've been talking to Laura, my wife, for quite a few years about a couple ideas, and she's like, you should just do it. And I'm like, well, there's other corporations that are doing it better than me. So
Do it, lady.
Just ask yourself, what would Mike do?
Oh, yeah, he'd do it.
I would just do it.
He'd do it.
If you're out there and you're questioning yourself about you should start a business, you should do it. You should 100% do it. And do it today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes.
Right.
What would you guys say would be the first step in starting a new business?
Creating an LLC.
Yeah. But even before that, I'd say coming up with an idea.
You have an idea. Where do you go from that?
Once you have the idea, I think, yeah, like I said, LLC, that's a simple thing to do and easy. Like when I
would
did
do that before I even created a budget.
Yeah.
Like, you need a budget in what you need to start a business. I created an LLC before that because you got that LLC for at least a year.
Yeah.
And there's no turning back.
Do you need
you're committed.
Do you need
it kind of
trust
forces you to do it.
with that too?
No.
What's that?
Just LLC? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, LLC, I mean, you just go to the state and through DOR and the Secretary of the State and just apply for it. And you just, it pretty much happens instantly as long as it's not taken. They'll approve it right away.
For you, any service industry, you need bond and you need insurance.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I said, first step, LLC, and going that route, and then getting a bank account. And then that way keep your expenses separate from your personal, and then you can start tracking it for tax purposes. Beautiful taxes. I know, that's the thing about businesses, like as Mike knows, is just, once you start doing taxes, it's like quarterly. They want...
It depends on how big you get too.
Yeah.
Because if you're too big, it depends on your size if you have to file monthly or if you have to file quarterly or semi-annually. Like, it depends on how large of a company you are. So that's important to know. I mean, there is a roadmap. There is a roadmap to business, but there's a learning curve.
Yeah. And when it comes to tax and stuff, we're not accountants. We're just giving our experiences. We're not giving you advice on that aspect of it. Like you see on every show, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving you advice, legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. So
same. Yeah.
We're just here to
just give my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe right, maybe wrong, but take it as you will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like every other contractor out there. I listen to a bunch of coaching and how, everybody's trying to help everybody not make the same mistakes. Yeah, I made plenty of mistakes. And still, like, I'm still growing. And, like they talk about seasons in your business. So a lot of people you hear that are in business will talk about what season they're in and how that continues. And it's like every single year. Every single year has seasons, and every single business has seasons that they go through when they're growing.
Yeah.
And you don't see it till you're through that season. And it can be trying and very hard and very challenging. But you got to keep that dream real. And you got to keep people around you that don't pull your chain. Oh, you're doing great, but You're really not. Like, don't tell me my work is beautiful just because you're my friend. Like, say, hey, man.
Be honest, yeah.
I see a lot of things going on here that I would change. Like, and that's, I think, why I've been so successful is because I've surrounded myself with people that are real.
Yeah, definitely. I had a point. Oh, no, I was like something to comment on what you were saying.
I feel like we went on a rant.
Yeah, a little.
Same here, yeah. So let's get back to our...
Back to our thing. Back to it, lady. All right, so that takes us into the next part of our segment here is bougie moments of the week. But first of all, I want to start off with... it's kind of a question. I want to start asking people, too, as we get guests that come on. It's a question I think everyone should answer. It's like the age-old question, But, Alex, let's start with you. What is your definition to you? What is your definition of bougie? What do you think bougie is?
I think of bougie is speeding along the Amalfi Coast in a boat, heading to a beautiful beach to hang out with your loved one, drinking a glass of wine, and watching the sunset on a southern Italian coast. I think that's like definition of bougie. But maybe that's just like a image I have.
The image of bougie that you have. Okay.
It's just building up the resources to get to there. That's where the bougie comes into it. And then, of course, having the, let's just say, the accoutrement, or the things like the nice clothes and the nice shoes and the nice
I was like the cuckoo
hats.
who?
Accoutrement. Everything that goes
Never
along
heard that
with
word. What?
Accoutrement. Oh. Yeah, so I think that that's really bougie. It's just
the lifestyle.
The lifestyle, the freedom, and the enjoyment of the moment is bougie.
All right. What about you, Mike? What's your...
Bougie to me, so I think later on in our podcast, we're going to talk about mindset. Mm-hmm. So that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about my opinion of bougie is... my opinion of bougie is having the ability to do whatever I want, when I want, and for money to be the last thing on my mind when I do that. When I'm out with my friends, if I decide to go on a vacation, if I go shopping, and that doesn't mean that, like, I'm going to go out and spend $1 million. That means that money should be if I go out to dinner, I shouldn't be thinking about how much it costs to go to dinner for where I'm going.
Just
or if we plan a vacation and I'm like, I want to go to Prague. Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
That's bougie to me, is being able to live the life that you want when you want.
Spontaneous?
Yes. Like, and even if you're not spontaneous, like a lot of vacations that we take are planned for over 2 years.
Yeah, true.
And we're to a point in our lives where we're going on vacations every year with family, separate from with friends. Like, we do an adult vacation every year, but we plan those over time. We're planning those over time. What we're not thinking is, oh man, I don't think I can go on vacation with Alex and Ray and the wives this year because I just don't have the budget. No, I work really hard and I go do what I want. And that truly is bougie to me.
I can agree with you. That is a very well-defined bougie. And Ray?
Yeah, so like for me, just like my definition of bougie, of what I think bougie is, it varies. I know that like there's context, there's like two different types of bougies. There's the bougie of someone who's broke and trying to live like they're bougie and like put on like a facade, like, hey, I'm living like I'm rich, but I'm broke as fuck. Mm-hmm. But I'm just going to enjoy my life to the fullest. And then there is someone like, it's more or less someone who's at a lower class, which I feel like we're, blue collar to the point where, but we like to live at that higher level. Like we enjoy the finer things in life. we've made our own wealth. So because there's like old wealth and generational wealth. Those are different types of bougies. Those are like the expensive, like I was born rich. I was handed all this stuff. That's that kind of bougie. And then there's the bougie of, you know what? We made our own money.
We came from nothing. Yeah.
We either came from nothing. We've earned our money. And now we spend it on what we want. We like to, growing up, maybe, I didn't have certain things, but like now I'm going to go out and go on these vacations that I never went to when I was younger. It's like, okay, yeah, I may still eat top ramen, but I can afford steak and lobster and I'll still do that, and splurge occasionally. But at the same time, that's like I'm living above my means. The finer things, but I guess that's my kind of vague definition of it. But I also think of like bougie is just like the French bougie, just upper class. But yeah,
I think they know how to live too. It's not so much just going through the motions of the moment, but making the most of it, making a dish special with a little extra effort, making the time and the experience one that's memorable rather than just one that's mundane. I think it's that next level of effort that you put into a situation to get something out of rather than just let it be pedestrian or simple.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at your life, Ray, and I think you're living to the fullest, man. You got a boat whenever you want it. You guys go on multiple vacations a year. Every time I see you, you're styling, man. You're styling right now.
And that's the thing. It's like I'm living the life that I want to live, but I can barely afford it. And that's where it's like, okay, it's like it's almost one of those things. It's like on the outside, everyone looks in and be like, hey, yeah, you're doing it. But then on the inside, I'm struggling. I'm like, man, I have a life like this way I want to live in my head of like between me and my family. Like we want to live, go on, the boats, be able to do travel, be able to go eat nice, fancy, expensive restaurants. But it's the mindset of, I can't afford it, but just do it. I'll worry about it later. I'll just splurge and do it. And I'll worry about how I'm going to, pay these bills later. I don't want to procrastinate. We find a way. But if it means next week, I got to pull 3, 4, 5 shifts of overtime to make extra money so I can enjoy this, then that's what has to happen. But I'm going to figure that when I get to that road,
Well, I think that too goes into one of our subjects, right? Like how do you guys bougie on a budget, right? So how do you continue to live your life but be smart about it?
Yeah.
So how does give us an example, Alex?
Sure. Objective. So I want to make sure that certain markers in my family's life are met so that they will have memorable experiences. So that's where I invest the bougie or the money or the resources is birthdays, holidays, trips. That's where you just don't care about the cost. Okay, so what, the Sunday costs $20. Who cares? We don't think about that. But then on the other side, during daily living, you shut the lights off in the house. You don't burn a bunch of electric, and you try to conserve your resources for those amazing moments that people will remember. And not making every moment amazing either. People are going to have to help out in the house. You're going to have to do your chores. You're going to have to help, do things you don't want to do so that we can conserve resources. And I'm not burnt out, and Mom's not burnt out, and Grandma's not burnt out. By the way, we're very blessed to have Laura's mom stay with us, and she's been there for many years, and we're helping her through some health conditions. So what we're trying to do is just conserve our resources for those memorable moments, and then put our all into it. And I think that's where I really manage the time and resources is those special moments.
I mean, part of it, I feel like for me too, like for me, the bougie part of it is a lot of it is more or less the whole traveling. I love going to Europe, and ways to save money in a sense of doing it is like kind of like what we did. I mean, I was fortunate enough to where we get along well with each other to where I was able to, for the 2 weeks, we were able to share an Airbnb. And between going to London and going to Paris and doing all that, but being able to, share the expenses in that aspect of, let's get an Airbnb together. And that saved a lot of money. Flying, I had to fly, going comfort class to upgrade my seats to do all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like, there's some parts where I'm like, I can't sacrifice. I mean, if we had to, but looking at your plane tickets of finding good times to travel, because I like to look at it when I want to go to Paris. I'm just like, hey, you know what? I want to go to Paris. The time of the month that I want to go or time of the year is going to be like May. May is a great, beautiful time. It's not too hot and too cold, but it's an expensive time. So then I look at, hey, let's say in May, I'm going to just give myself that window, April to May to June, put those dates in and see which days are the cheapest day to fly. They say typically Tuesdays is a good day to fly out and fly back in, avoid the weekends, things like that. So I kind of look into that and I just put a wide range of this is what the days I want to go. So then I pick my vacation around those days to be able to, rather than saying, because some people will be like, hey, I want to go on vacation April 1st to the 15th. And then you start looking at dates for that and they just happen to be expensive. But if I look at it, I'm like, hey, the cheapest date's April 3rd. I come back April 9th. Now that's when I'm going to put my vacation time in for those days based off of that. Same thing with I look in a year advance. I'm like, hey, I want to go to Europe on this, this year. I want to go to China one of these days. And so I'm looking at next year, just put an open thing. When's the cheapest time to fly to China? And try to make it work that way. I mean, it might not be ideal based on weather and certain stuff, but, you can make it work.
I got a cousin over there. Let me know when you go.
In China?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hong Kong.
How about we all go?
That may or may not be an issue because we're trying to go to the Maldives.
Well, not next year. I mean, within the next couple of years.
Okay.
I want to go to China.
Am I in on this Maldives thing?
This is a 20-year, man.
Your anniversary?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're definitely going?
Yeah. I mean,
Or you're going alone with your wife?
That is funny, though. See, we have similar goals. You know what? Because we didn't make it happen, but it's going to happen eventually. Mm-hmm. But for our 10-year, we were going to do the Maldives.
Oh.
Wow.
I was going to do it, but we're past the 10 years now. We're at 11, 12. But for our special 10-year, I was going to do that and go through one website that does the all-inclusive, get a hut over the water.
Yep. You know what we could do is we could all go together, but spend 3 or 4 days off with our wives alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go do a thing for the day, and then at night, a little bit of jiggy time, and then the next day we see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're in, let me let the missus know, and we'll start playing.
Oh yeah. So what you guys are saying is sacrifice.
Sacrifice, yeah.
Right? So you guys sacrifice certain things to make your goals happen. And I think I don't talk about it a lot. I think my life is about sacrifice. So I'm the only one in this group that doesn't. I mean, we own a couple homes. We don't live in them. Mm-hmm. So you guys well know, but the public doesn't know that. My wife's family owns multiple motels, and me and my wife operate. So we live at the motel. I've done some upgrades there, and we went from very small 2-bedroom to a larger 3-bedroom, but we live there. So we rent our houses so that our houses are, even if they're still in the beginning stages where they're not paying us, they're still paying for themselves. And we don't have the bills that go along with a home. But we also make sacrifices because we live in a motel. We don't have a lot of people at our house. You guys know that. We actually don't ever. You guys pick us up sometimes. So we don't have any events there. We lose that. And my son, he's pretty much grown up there. He doesn't have a lot of friends over. So we made that sacrifice so that we had the ability to go to nice dinners and go on vacations and have nice things. And literally, for you guys out there, what do you sacrifice to get the life that you want?
Yeah.
Like, shoot us a message, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys are thinking out there. What's your sacrifice to have the nice things or to go on the nice vacations?
Yeah, comment
Let us
below.
know, because each one of us has their own definition of that. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's not living in a big house.
Yeah. Because to get where we are is kind of like, on a budget. Part of the budget is sacrificing. So we can do that. I mean, luckily enough, you have friends that we love hosting between Alex and I. So having you guys come to us and do that, it's not a problem.
I thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. But looking at is there, for, let's say, speaking of being on a budget, so we're talking about that low costing, is there any recent things that you found that like on a deal for anything recently, or?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, you turned us onto this as a Tesla. That was like the big deal.
It's surprising it's affordable.
It's affordable and it drives by itself and it just takes a little bit of the energy from the house. I really think it's one of the best vehicles I've ever seen.
And if you know a friend that can, install your new Tesla gear, it's a win.
It's true.
It is a win. Well, you guys don't know that. He's pointing at me.
Yeah. This guy.
Yeah. It's a win out there because it can be expensive to add that gear that your home needs.
Yeah.
Budget, huh? So
Yeah.
for me, it's always about a subscription. Right? So a lot of things in my life I have on subscription. And I get them consistently.
Like wine.
Like wine. I get
Wine clubs?
I join a lot of wine clubs and they come twice a year, but I have like 5 or 6 wines that I get consistently, and that keeps my wine game tight. And we help each other out. Like, man, I really love Cole Haans, which is what I'm wearing now. But you know where I buy those Cole Haans? I buy them at Nordstrom Rack, where they are like more than half off. Yeah. Or we got the Breeze, man. Oh,
Yeah,
Ray
Breeze.
came in with the win with the Breeze shoes.
That's kind of like, is that what
They look exactly and
I was saying,
feel
they look
just
like what you're wearing now, but that looks like more of a dress.
These are Cole
dress shoes.
Haans.
Okay, that's
But literally, Breeze look just like that. You could buy like 3 pairs of those things for like $70.
yes.
Phew. I love them shoes, man.
Finding those finds, and it's like dress shoes and comfortable.
I want to get me a pair of those.
Yeah.
A lot of my gym clothes are T-shirts that I wear are from a subscription. Underwear, man. Shine
which subscription are you
Shout
doing?
out to Shine
Yeah, Shine Steve is
those
really,
underwear
really
are awesome.
What's the
comfortable.
clothing subscriptions that you're?
So I have
Lululemon.
Well, first of all, okay, Lululemon, but
Lululemons, but those
aren't
you're not getting a deal on
subscriptions,
those
right?
guys. So I have
military are. You get a military discount.
military discount. Yeah, they're still $150.
Yeah, I know.
So I have oh God, Troll Company, because I'm blue collar, and they do all kinds of T-shirts that are like blue collar driven. So I have a subscription, it's $20 a month. I get a new T-shirt every month, and then I had what's the other one I used to get all the time?
Oh, Grunt Style.
Grunt Style. Yeah, man. Grunt Styles were pretty awesome. So I have quite a collection. I think I have probably over 200 or 300 shirts.
Yeah.
and I mean, I know that they don't do a. Oh, maybe they do, but they don't do like a monthly subscription package thing. But you guys are always. I see you guys wearing your retro rifle.
Oh, man, I love Retro Rifle. And the way that goes, the way that I keep my game tight on that one is every couple months we'll buy one.
Yeah.
Or, Alex will buy one for me.
See, that's
or
what
I'll
you're wearing
buy
right
one
now,
for him.
right?
Oh, yeah, wearing one right now. The quality of these shirts is amazing. I mean, every button has the RR on it. And then over here, it says Retro Rifle, and they're stretchy. So
So the
like,
material.
if you're pretty awesome like me, you want it to be a little bit tighter.
Or if you want to take it and throw it in your suitcase, it doesn't wrinkle.
doesn't
They
wrinkle.
do not wrinkle.
They don't wrinkle.
If you want to shop at Baby Gap.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are always showing up events with like different style retro rifles, and always going when we do wine tasting. You guys have different, colorful shirts that like they don't look like tacky. They look very sophisticated. Like it goes well, but like a button-up, dress-up shirt, but also fun and
And they got polos, everything, man. They're
Yeah.
polos. We just found out they made polos.
Super comfortable.
Them polos are super comfortable, man. I love those shirts.
So definitely shout out to Retro Rifle in their attire. But I'll tell you, man, what got me started on Retro Rifle, number one, Retro Rifle has embedded little different guns and things like that throughout their Hawaiian shirts. And I thought of it as funny, just a joke. But then I really glommed on to how comfortable the attire is. And a second reason why I went with Retro Rifle is because this attire right here is what I usually went to work with for many, many years. And wearing a Hawaiian shirt was just kind of like it felt better. It felt really good to feel comfortable. And that's what I associate the Hawaiian shirts with, is comfort. So if I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, I'm in the comfort zone.
And great icebreaker all the time. People see us in our shirts and they're like, man, I really love your shirt. Or that shirt's cool. Or, man, you're really rocking that loud color shirt. And Ray, sometimes I show up in some shirts that are like, whoa, and they go well with dress pants. Yeah, they're dressy and high quality, and you feel good wearing a Retro Rifle shirt.
Yes.
great conversational pieces. So it's kind of like, it brings us into like the quote that we have of the episode. But being bougie isn't about the price tag; it's about the vibe.
Yeah.
100%.
So, what's your take on that quote,
Alex?
Oh, about the vibe. So I kind of touched on it with when I wear, say, Hawaiian shirts, ones that feel really good. I'm in the vibe. I'm in my zone of comfort, of relaxation, of feeling empowered just by wearing something that I feel good about wearing. And I think that the vibe is really that ensemble of what you're wearing, where you are at the moment, and how you have positioned yourself to be there. So when you've got that little trifecta of this is exactly where I wanted to be and the feeling I wanted out of that situation, that's your bougie zone. That's right where you want to be, and you feel empowered after that. I think it. Sometimes I'd go to work in these nice suits and things. I wouldn't feel empowered. I'd feel more of just a figurehead, or I'm playing a part in a show. What's that?
a monkey suit?
A monkey suit, yeah. Playing a part in a show. People will say, "Oh, you look great. Look, it looks great on you." That's not where my zone's at, though. My zone is where I feel comfortable, I feel empowered, and nobody can touch me because I am in my suit of armor that fits me best.
Yeah, that kind of comes in where like the whole vibe thing of bougie is like kind of where you talk about what's bougie to us, and I mean, what's our definition of bougie? I mean, I think that kind of sets it a little bit more for me. It's a vibe, not necessarily about money. It's not about what we're gonna do. Like, can we afford it? Can we not? I mean, even though that's kind of like what we were saying, but at the same time, I think that nails it. Is like, it's a vibe. You can be bougie and not be rich.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the finer thing. It's that not caring. It's a lifestyle of enjoying yourself. What about you, Mike? What do you think about that quote, though? Being
vibe.
bougie isn't about the price tag. It's about the vibe.
100%. So, I'm not being self-centered or cocky by any means when I say this, because this was an actual statement that somebody said to me, and I've heard multiple people say it. So I wanted to bring it up, and I want people to know like how I feel about it. I have been told that when me and my wife walk into a room, it takes the air out of that room. So I've also had people tell me that the way I carry myself and how I represent myself and my company and my family is I do it very well.
So the perception.
The perception, 100% how people perceive me. And I've had people say, I thought when I went to your home, I'd be pulling up to a multi-million-dollar home. So they're surprised, and I tell them I live in a multi-million-dollar home. It pays me, like $3,000 a day.
Yeah. I mean, when I first met you guys, I mean, at the same time, yeah, I was like, you talk like you guys own multiple properties, you've got your own business, you've got your own thing. And that's exactly probably what I thought right off the bat. I was like, oh, he does construction and does all this stuff. He's probably got a really nice, fancy, like house, all completely multi-million remodeled, everything. Although, from what I remember, I went last week. I was really drunk, and I did go into your motel, into the your spot that your guys were staying. You redid it, and I kind of vaguely remember it being really good.
Yeah.
Like your bathroom, I remember going to the bathroom, and I think your bathroom was super fancy. Like you would not walk into a motel and be like, "Oh."
You want to hear crazy? So that leads into my next part about the vibe is that vanity in that bathroom I built with my own 2 hands, and that was the very first shower I ever did.
Wow.
I like wanted to try to see if I could do it, very first one. And that's the thing for me. Like, you don't see the 5 o'clock in the morning me going to the gym every single day, or at night with my kids, or the pain that I'm in to be committed at being 100% disabled, to continue to be in great shape. Or you don't see what my wife goes through, work until 11 o'clock at night every single night, and me having to tell her, like, okay, love, like, it's time for bed. People don't see that. What they see is the confidence that we bring when we're on a boat with Alex and Laura, and we're talking amongst each other when we walk in a room, and people are like, hey, who are those 4 people walking in the room? Like, they got their shit together. Mm-hmm. But they don't see the grind.
No, they don't see the grind.
That confidence of walking in that room is because we're out there grinding. They don't know that Alex's wife got her master's degree, and she was up till midnight every single day. And it was a family event
years
to
of
get
it.
her there, right?
Years of it. That's right.
It was everybody helping, and it was like support from everybody, support from Alex, support from Brenda, support from me.
Yes.
Or how I started my business and how I was grinding, still grinding. That's that moment to me, that vibe when you walk in a room. And I don't need to be so much money that I feel like better than everybody. I don't want to feel better than everybody. I want to walk in a room and feel like I can approach anybody and have a conversation with them and not care what other people are talking about, because I'm having a conversation with a person, with you, with Alex, or somebody new. That's the vibe to me. Bougie. Doesn't have anything to do with money. Has to do with how you feel in that moment, and that confidence, and knowing you earn that spot that you're at.
Yeah, your own attitude about yourself too.
Yeah.
I mean, how would that be? I mean, if you come from nothing. I've come from nothing, because there's been times in my life when I had nothing but like a garbage bag or a backpack full of clothes, and that's all I owned, and that's where I started from, on my own. But what I'm saying is, when you can find the confidence to feel good enough to put effort into yourself and then be proud of that effort, I think that's the beginning of bougie. And then when you put a little bit more effort into yourself, in your structure, whether that structure be just your own little business or your own entity of you or your family, as you put more into it, you can feel prouder and prouder. And as long as you continue to feed that continuous advancement, that's bougie to me. I'm like, that you can be proud about that. You can walk outside with, who knows, Chucks and a suit and be like, I'm proud. And people will know. They'll see the way you walk. They'll see the way you move and you talk to other people. If you're proud of yourself.
Walk the walk or talk the talk. Yeah.
It truly is a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It is a vibe. Like, when we go out with each other, we're not concerned about what other people think. We don't care. And
but everyone's looking at us like, yeah, these guys are having fun. I want to hang out with these guys.
That's the vibe, man. That's bougie. Mm-hmm. Is us knowing that we have good people in our lives, and we have goals, and we have great kids and great friends and great employees if you have them. And when we go out, man, we're just there to have a good time. We're not thinking about
not worried about anyone else.
No opinions.
And we're not worried about We're not worried about, all the things that a lot of people worry about, because we're bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray, do you remember when we went out and we had the 80s?
Oh, the 80s.
Yeah.
We were all dressed up in 80s attire,
You
right?
still got to post that video.
Oh, you got to post that
I got
video.
it. I think I saw it in my Instagram. I'm going to post it on
Do you know I'm not in that video?
You're not?
No, I think
he's
I was
not.
on the phone with my job foreman at the time. I was standing in the back, but
Brenda's
that's
there,
still
but-
an awesome video.
Yes, I'm going to have to cut that and throw that into this podcast here.
And we do that a lot. Like we do back in the day throwbacks, and we get dressed up, and we will go wine tasting everywhere and not care what anybody thinks.
And I think that's the attitude that you have when you're bougie. You just don't care. You're having a great time, and everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes us into the next section. We kind of touched a little bit on it, but as far as our marriage and relationships go, wives supporting the dream. I mean, we all seem lucky enough that our wives support our dreams of what. I mean, I can't be more thankful enough that my wife, she entertains and supports my crazy ADHD dreams of every 5 seconds something different, whether it's leather or it's doing this podcast or it's jumping to the next thing, you know. It's like going on like different, you know, interests. She's poor girls have been through everything, and it's like she's very supportive. And I mean, you guys have supportive wives. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Alex?
Okay, so mine, my demographic has changed a little bit. I had a very structured job in the military where Laura was extremely understanding. I'd had to deploy for a year to Afghanistan or something like that, or go to school for a year, or go 8 months in the Philippines. She's like, you know, she was hardcore, back you up 100% right there with me. Changed my dynamic a little bit when I went to retire and went over to a state job. Now I'm more closer to home, right? And she's always supportive, constantly. Fast forward to times nowadays, I get to telework. Now it gets to be me giving back that support. So the dynamic shift has changed to she's now the very, you know, she's a non-teleworking person, and she's doing the grind for 12 hours a day, and now I'm the one supporting her. But she's never given up on my dreams. What I've done is I've kind of transferred to her dreams, whatever she wants to get to, so she can get out of that 12-hour-a-day grind. So I'm the supporting factor now. I'm still a house bunny, but
Yeah,
I still support
trophy
her.
husband.
I mean,
Yeah, trophy husband.
is it hard for your wife being married to you?
Yeah, she hates it sometimes. She's like, why do you get to stay at home and be so, you know, happy? I'm like, well, you know, I'm still doing stuff, you know, still working. But
He switched it up.
I switched it up, you know.
He switched it up. He was always the one off to work, and Laura was
Yep.
at home, and now he's
Role
like,
reversal.
Role reversal, and you know, it's difficult sometimes. So now I have to, I have to make sure that she gets her fun times in, because now that's what she needs to recharge.
that girl is grinding, man. She is grinding.
She is.
And then
She
you,
is
Mike,
grinding.
you've got Brenda, who's always very supportive of your dreams and encouraging, like I touched in previous episodes, just being there for you.
Oh man, so I'm not the same story as Alex. Like I met Brenda when I was out of the military, and I was literally trying to find my way again. You know, like I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I did a couple different jobs. You guys know I was a lead mechanic for North Fork vehicles. I'd never done that.
Club promoter.
Club promoter back in the day before I knew my wife. I was, you know, I think I've done every job out there. You know, I've done most jobs that a lot of people would never think that I did. I was a sous chef in Daytona Beach. You know, as a waiter, I was a club promoter. I was in the Army, but I met Brenda after the military. So Brenda's family has always been very entrepreneurial, and I never even considered having my own business. Never, ever did I ever think to have my own business. I kind of fell into it. And the way that my wife was supportive was she seen something in me that I couldn't even see myself. And she was like, even her mother always told Brenda, don't date somebody that is in construction because they're not successful. Her mother's my biggest fan. I think I've convinced her And I was actually helping a friend, Alex, fix a house. We've touched on that before. And my wife was like, you're really good at this, and I see your passion, and you need to do it, and I'm going to help you do it. And she still drives me every day to continue to grow that company and be a better leader and be a better man and be a better business owner. And her supporting me is by making sure that I stay true to my vision and make me a better man every single day. She's just amazing.
Keeps you on track.
Yeah, it keeps me on track. So Brenda is so supportive, and I'm the same way. Like, I am goal oriented for her. She wants to go back to school. I'm like, I'm on board. Go do that. You want to be an artist? You guys don't know that Brenda has art out there on Instagram, and we'll throw the tag up there for her. And she did an amazing job, and now she's doing Passport to Table, right, with Sherry. She's starting another business again, and I'm very supportive of that. And I think that she does amazing things, and you know, whatever she needs from me, I'm going to be there for her, and she's always there for me. So I couldn't do it without her. She's a true partner. Sometimes you get married and have a wife. Sometimes you find a true partner, and that's, for me, what Brenda's always done.
Awesome. Alex, this one's for you.
Yeah.
This question here. How would you let's define success? You know, like we're defining success. What's your peace versus possessions?
What's that?
Peace versus possessions.
Okay, I got some stories about peace versus possessions. What I've come to the conclusion on is you can gain possessions nowadays that you never thought possible. Everything from VR headsets, everything from even the automobiles that we drive and the watches that we own are light years ahead of where we grew up when we were young. Now, I say that because I am always amazed at all these different things I can now get, and they're not at bad costs. They're pretty reasonable. And so I accumulate and keep accumulating because I think, wow, that's really neat. I want that. I want this. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to 3D print stuff. You know, I've gotten so many different things. I've got drones that fly by themselves. I've got, games to play that I don't even play, because I thought they were awesome. Now, what I'm saying is I've lost track of the fundamental enjoyment of things by overindulging in the small stuff. And now I have to sort through things to get to the one thing that I had on my mind a year ago. And I'm like, where is that thing? I got to go and I have to dig through all the stuff I've purchased just to find that one thing that I had on my mind a year or 2 years ago. And I think that we're at the stage of saturation where it's just overwhelming. There's so many neat, interesting things that people are creating that it's like we can't even keep up. And we get things that we don't use other than a couple of times, and then we set them aside for something else that comes
Story
up.
of my life.
And that's what I've noticed. I have to dig into my garage. Now, I really love shooting because it gives you direction, focus, and you have to actually think about what you're doing to hit a target with something like even a pellet rifle or something like that, because I can't shoot real guns in my backyard or anything like that. So I divert to PCPs, which is pre-charged pneumatics. And they're very, very substantial, fun things to have. Now, I have to dig through my garage just to find the things that I wanted to do a year ago, and I want to sit down, relax, and do some plinking. And I've just realized I've bought too many things. I'm not able to play with all the toys I got. So I think in this era, we have to really refine what we do and just be very strict with our time and our budgets. I think that's the big takeaway I have, because I'm seeing problems in my own life where I'm having to dig through stuff to find the one thing I really wanted to do a long time ago.
I find myself having the same thing. Like, I have so many things that I want it. When I want it now. It's like very impulsive. It's like, and I may use it only a couple of times, and then it sits on the shelf for for the rest of the thing. I mean, I eventually circle back to it, and I will be like use it again, but I don't use it nearly as much as I probably should of things. You know, like I have bought a drone, but I think I've only flown it a couple times. I need to find the time to get out there and fly it some more before the weather gets bad. But I got to find some practical uses for it. Like, okay, you know what? Let's throw this in making footage when we go do wine stuff, or when we go to like Woodinville, or where we go, like where you can fly a drone. Let's go out let's make some video content for Bougie Boys or something. I will go out there and fly the drone. So I got to find things to use, excuses to use this stuff. For me, I'm like, I have it, so when I need it, sure, but I wish I don't use it nearly as enough for any of the stuff I have. But that's just ADHD that kicks in. Trying to get that feeling, that thrill of buying something new. You have anything to add, Mike, on that, or?
I do, because it means something different to me than what you guys were talking about, peace versus possessions. So peace to me is the experiences I have. And we touched on this, I think, the last podcast, where I said, you can always make more money, you can't make more time. So I do like nice things. I mean, if you guys notice, I wear really nice watches, and I remember seeing Ray Donovan, and that guy would go in his drawer every day, and he had just a lineup. You go in my house now, I got a lineup. I love my watches.
Just open up a drawer and just pick.
Love nice clothes. You know, I own a few guns, but to me, more than those things are the peace that I have versus possessions. Is I was a guy in my life that literally would put my stuff in a trash bag and get on a bus. And I've done that. When I was 17 years old, I did that. And I was gone. I moved down the East Coast for 3 months and lived in Florida and, you know, had a great 2-year experience. And I've always been a traveler and, you know, meeting new people and having great times with those people and having amazing experiences is way more important to me. And that's peace to me, is family, friends, traveling, dinners, than owning some nice big house. So it's different for me than other people. So that's how I feel about peace versus possessions.
And that is kind of funny, because that does take us into another segment, which we will cover in just a second. But we have the new segment of hot, like bougie or nah, you know, is it bougie? But Starbucks is one of the on the list here. Do you think it used to be? Do you feel, Mike, that Starbucks is a bougie thing?
We're going to talk about Starbucks, right? Okay. So I feel like it's oversaturated. I don't think it's bougie anymore. I think it's everyday. But let me say something about Starbucks that a lot of you guys might not know over there. Starbucks is everywhere in the world.
Yes.
Literally everywhere in the world. We were in Eastern Europe, and you would see like what they call the Black Church, and it's like 2,000 years old. Some ridiculous 1,000 years old.
Do they have a Starbucks in there?
And I have a video where I'm like panning. There's the Black Church. There's this very old town. Boom, Starbucks.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go, there literally is a Starbucks. We were at Fisherman's Bastion in Budapest. And I'm panning around this beautiful view, and you can see the Parliament, which someday maybe we'll post pictures up there. So gorgeous. Everywhere, these old churches. They have so much history, movies about these places and things that happen. Then boom, there's a Starbucks. So Starbucks, I guess it's to each person if it's bougie or not. To me, it feels very everyday.
We had one in Bagram, Afghanistan.
Yep.
Yeah, had them in the war zones.
In the war zone.
Yep. You got a Burger King, and you got a Starbucks.
That's when you know when you're at AFES.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to me, same thing. I feel like Starbucks is every day. It used to be at some point was like a bougie thing, but now it's like everyday life. It's just become the normal it's the baseline for a lot of people. I mean, we're fortunate enough to be in Washington State where there's coffee on every corner of not just Starbucks, but every other roasters and different, coffee kiosks and different types of coffee. And
Bigfoot Java, shout out.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, so I mean, I think it's kind of overplayed, like you said. It's just become, my kids love it. They were like, oh, it's a treat to them to go to Starbucks, but to us, it's just, yeah, it's Starbucks. I mean, but I mean, like you said, though, they're all over the world. We went to Europe, and it's kind of turned into a thing with us is when we go traveling, like we went to Paris or London or other places, getting one of those, and that's how they make money, get the Starbucks mugs. So
From
we've got
all
like
over the world, yep.
mugs for everywhere we visited, and it's kind of cool to collect, but at the same time, it's like, man, they know what they're doing to make money.
Well, we stopped buying them. We were like, okay,
Yeah.
we got all these cups we don't use.
Yeah.
Got to a point where like, oh, we're back in Paris. We broke our last one, so now we need to buy them again. It's like collecting shot glasses.
Yeah, I'm over it.
True.
So, AirPods.
Oh, yeah.
Is that bougie to you, having the AirPods or the latest, greatest AirPods?
I think it's pretty bougie. But we're going to talk about that. So they came out with a brand new AirPod they're trying to sell. And one of the things that they talk about on the commercial is how it is new translator.
Yeah,
Live translation, man. Mm-hmm. So cool. But what they don't tell you is if you already have AirPods Pro, you can just download the app and buy the... You don't even have to buy it, so you just upgrade your AirPod Pro. And they really do truly work. I don't know how many languages, but I
think
have...
There's like 5 or 6 or something right now. Yeah.
I have crew members...
Did you try it yet?
Crew members that are Mexican, and I did this Friday morning. I downloaded the app, I downloaded Spanish, and I downloaded English, and I was like, hey, speak Spanish to me. And as he was speaking, it was saying it in English. So it literally works. I feel like I'm on Star Trek, guys. I think they're pretty bougie. I absolutely love my headphones.
I mean, that's like a game changer for like travel, going over to Paris and where there's, speaking French, or if we go to China or we go anywhere of those countries like that, where you just pop those in and just start talking. And I mean, I know they've started to do that, and it's becoming common with Samsung and other brands too, but it's not till the iPhone does it that becomes, very popular.
Yeah.
Because everyone, that has an iPhone is going to end up having this. But yeah, they don't tell you this. It's a money grab. They advertise it in the new stuff, but if you have your existing AirPod Pros, you can do it. I think what is it? You have to squeeze both ears at the same time, and then it'll do that.
Yep, you got to download the app, and then you download the languages you want to use. And then, you just squeeze both. So I definitely think, AirPod Pro are they're not a small purchase.
No.
I think this
$400
between $300 and $400. So it's expensive. So if you have AirPod Pro already, and they're advertising new AirPod Pro, how they do live translation, you already have AirPod Pro. And it has to be the Pro version. Mm-hmm. You just download the app and you're good to go.
See, you like it? We all have our Pros in.
Yeah, I don't own any. Just FYI, I don't even like them.
He's borrowing the wives.
I'm borrowing my wife's. Yeah.
But yeah, AirPods has kind of become more of a people. Go on the bus. A lot of people have them now. But you see that, hey, they have an AirPod. That means almost like a status.
Yep.
Yeah, like the Tesla.
Yeah.
Here in Seattle, that's like a status thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So private jets or private jet over a yacht, what would you rather have?
Yacht.
I would love to have both, but would you rather
I'd
have
go with the yacht?
Jet or yacht? You want a yacht?
Yep. I do the yacht.
Ray?
I want a yacht, but I think I'd be fine with the boat club that I have now, where I'm just taking the boat on occasionally on the water. But I think a jet would probably be, because you know what, that can get me to Europe. I can take a jet and travel, do all the travel I want to do, go to Europe, go to all these different places, different countries, go to China. If I had a jet and I could just go on my own schedule, probably do that. I love the water, I love being on a boat, but I'd probably pick the jet.
Well, when we first when I first read that on our agenda for today, I was like, yacht all day long. That's a silly question. I'm taking a yacht all day, but no, I actually would rather have a jet because, like you said, I can go on
You want to go to the East
other
Coast?
people's yachts. I can't go on other people's private jets.
Not on your schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Not on my schedule when I want to go. Like, hey, it's the weekend time. Let's fly down to Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's go to the East Coast. Let's go to Europe.
You know, do you want to go to Walla Walla? Let me get my jet.
Yeah, it's an hour flight.
You can just take a helicopter.
Yeah. Instead of that 5-hour drive, it literally is like 30-minute flight.
And we've done that. We did a trip together where we all went to Walla Walla to hang out with Kieran and Sherry. And yeah, we flew there. It's a 4 or 5 hour drive, but we're like, hey, let's just fly. It took like 45 minutes. We were there.
It took longer to taxi to get on the jet and to
Yes.
get off the jet than
Yep.
it took to fly.
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute flight.
Yeah, transition period was much
You're
longer
like,
than the flight.
whoop.
Yep. You're in the air, and like usually it's 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes before you land is when they start doing the preparations. Like you go up in the air, you're in the air for 10 minutes. It's like, all right, preparing for landing. It was a fun time. So, designer belts. They're worth it. I know you've got me working on some stuff for you for belts, and you like belts. But tell me, you gave me a belt buckle, and you want tell me about it. Like
The Hermes
Yeah.
belt buckle.
so designer belts. What? Yeah, it's for you. It's a yes. Then you'd go with the designer.
I'd go with a designer belt. They don't get a lot of wear and tear. I mean, unless you're doing like construction or something like that with them. But
It's all looks, right?
yeah, it's looks, and it goes. It lasts a long time. I think it's worth paying a little bit of extra money for a very, let's just say, good quality and renowned belt and belt buckle, because it becomes an heirloom if you keep it in good condition. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of timeless.
Resale value,
Resale value if you need it, yeah.
because it's like Rolexes and everything else out there. Like if you have something like that, you can eventually. There's always someone out there that may buy it and market for those kind of things.
Yeah, you can always get something off Amazon and it'll last for a little while. But if you're going to dress up and you're going to go out with a bunch of people and you want to feel bougie, wear something that sparkles. Wear something that is well known and renowned for its quality. Mm-hmm. You only have to buy one.
Yeah, I mean, what about you? Are you down with the designer belts, or
I'm a
is it
hard no.
Or the watches?
I'm a hard no.
You're more of a watch guy.
I'm more of a watch guy, but for me, I mean, Alex could be wearing that belt buckle right now, and I have no idea.
It's true.
And when I go out to dinner, nobody sees my belt buckles. Now, I do buy a little bit better belts on not going to JCPenney.
Yeah.
So I'd use Anson belts and buckles, and they send them to you. They're very high quality, and they have tons of variants of buckles that they have. I absolutely love their belts. You should definitely check those out if you don't own one. Mm. So, I like a nice belt, but nobody ever sees it. The only person that really sees it is me. I want to have a nice belt that matches the clothing that I'm wearing, but I'm not spending $600, $700, $800, $2,000 on a belt buckle. It's not happening.
So you don't need it to complete your look.
For me, it's not happening. I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
But like I said, you guys could be wearing those buckles right now, and I would have no idea.
I'm with you. I think I don't know if I'd get myself to spend the money on a designer belt. I totally see where Alex is saying the quality is worth it, and I mean that's something that we use a lot every day in our lives. And what we're wearing is belts. I mean, I work. I have to have belts I have to wear, and everywhere else I'm wearing a belt in my uniform and stuff like that. So I was like, I can see maybe spending the money and investment in there. But that's where I came to them. Like, I'm just going to make my own belts, so that way I don't have to keep spending the money on there. But maybe one day it'll cross to where my belts end up becoming a designer belt.
Well, that's what I was feeling. I feel like pretty soon I'm going to have a bunch of
quality.
Bunch of your belts, and people are going to be like, oh, I got this belt, $700. And I'd be like, I got this belt, it was free.
Yeah.
Because I know a guy.
We'll just make it up and say, just say 400. So that way, don't tell them you got it free. That way we keep the value up. And they'll be like, oh, I want it too.
There you go.
I got you.
Because then they'll want it free too.
I got you.
Okay, and this kind of ties us to what I was talking about earlier, when you were talking earlier, and you kind of answered it, but let's elaborate more on it. But would you rather have a nice car or a nice house?
Alex would rather have both.
We have talked about it, and we all want both.
I don't think we talk about this enough. The most bougie person in the room is Alex. He's pretty bougie. He's got the big, big, beautiful home. Mm-hmm. And he's got the classic muscle car in his garage. He's got the BMW car, the BMW SUV, the Tesla. I mean, come on, Alex. You're the most bougie.
Okay.
You're the most bougie.
I follow my wife's lead sometimes.
Me? I have the most property.
You do.
Right?
That's location. That's
so
bougie.
I think we're all bougie in our own rights, right? So I have the legacy.
It's a point of perspective too. You're like, I might have the junk right now, but what's the junk right now that I own going to be worth in 10 years?
But it depends on how you want to live and what bougie means to you, right?
True.
Like bougie to me means like everything I own is an investment and I want return on my investment.
That is very intelligent too.
But I also want to have a nice damn watch and I want to have over 100 shirts. You got a problem too.
I do.
How many shirts you have that you never open?
I will not say that number because it will cost me dearly with my wife. But
our wife.
Self-incrimination.
There are going to be times that we delete some of this podcast because we don't want our wives to hear.
She can hear, and she probably knows, but she's like, I think that she's like, I know he's got a lot of shirts. I'm not going to ask.
Does your shirts adding up cost more than her purses?
No.
Okay.
Nobody's ever getting near that.
Okay.
That's a no.
So it's your guilty pleasure. Hers is the purse.
Brenda doesn't advertise it because she doesn't go shopping with the girls for purses. She won't do that. Brenda's, no joke, got some purses. She got some, next time you see her, look at her purse. But she don't advertise like Laura's like, yo, check this purse out that I'm never going to wear.
So back on the subject, though. Nice car or a nice house? Which one would you pick?
Oh, actually, nice house.
You pick the nice house. Why would you pick the house?
Why would I pick the house because it's full functionality with the family. In all honesty, I could go with a lesser car because it's utilitarian. It's
you spend more time in your house than your car, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I guess we talked about this earlier, and we kind of touched the subject. You said, though, if you were single and you didn't have a family.
Right. Now, there's a different dynamic because I have a family, and her mom lives with us, too. The house is absolutely outweighs the vehicles. Now, being single, if I were single, I'd have a tiny, tiny apartment. I wouldn't have a lot of stuff. I'd have a very, very nice car. And I'd have investments, and I'd have nice clothes, and that's it. Just nice, clean place, very simple.
You just need a bed to lay in.
Nice shower. I'm good, Nice big TV, and a place to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then I'm good. I'm good to go. But if you're not single,
that
adds another dynamic.
Well said, Alex. I don't think I could say it better myself. I'm definitely you wouldn't think it, because of what I said earlier, but I'm definitely about a house. I'd rather have a nice house than a nice car.
Because you're a family man.
So if you had to choose, you'd pick the house.
I mean, plus all my vehicles are,
See, I thought you would go the other way because, like, right now you have the option to have a nice house, but you're going with the motel because you're doing the business and you're doing a bunch of stuff. And I figure because if you're willing to do that, like, you like spending the money on the dinners and everything else, that you'd probably get like a fancy car.
But I drive.
You do have a nice truck.
I drive a nice truck, but I drive a nice truck because it's my work truck.
It's true.
I don't have a separate vehicle. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I drive my work truck everywhere. So, and my wife drives a Camry. And she drives a Camry because it's super good on gas.
It's not because she's
It's a
Korean?
hybrid. It's not like she went and picked out a really nice vehicle.
I'll say Indians with my family, like, they all love Camrys.
Same thing with Koreans.
So I think
Yeah,
it's like,
Koreans too.
yeah.
Because
My
it's
mother-in-law
very economical.
Had a
Yeah.
Camry.
Like, growing up, we had the Camry and a Corolla.
40 miles to the gallon is where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, and I drive my truck out of need. I own a construction company. You don't want me to pull up in a Camry. Like, look at this contractor pulling up in a Camry. That's not a real contractor.
I think for me, with the question of a car or a house, I'd go with the house. I do like cars, and I would think, you would think I would want a nice car, but my problem is every 2 years I got to get a new car or a new truck or new something, and that's why I'm just ended up leasing Tesla, also because the technology is still rather new, but at the same time, I was like,
Cost efficient.
but I'm
Yeah.
like, every couple of years I just need something new. But I think if I had to choose between the two, I'd want a nice house, whether it's a mansion or a big house or anything. I think even if I was single and I didn't have any kids or family, I'd probably go with the big house too, just because there's always room. I mean, you give that feeling of lifestyle, 'cause I can always host events or parties or having friends over, and like I always like having that house to where all the friends would come over and just my house would be the spot to hang out at, like doing that kind of thing. And I think even if I was single, it'd still be the same. Families, the same thing. And I don't know why, but the house is where I'd pick. All right. Well, I think we're kind of wrapping it up. I mean, I'm starting to get hungry. That hot pot is calling our names.
I mean, that's calling my name, plus that bottle of wine that I
Yeah,
brought. That's calling my name because the girls are in there, and I'm ready to be a little bit bougie.
Did anyone tell the girls not to open it yet?
My wife knows better.
Okay.
They're not going to open it.
I know.
That's a lie. My wife does whatever she wants.
But at the same time, yeah, you did tell Carolyn, so she knows. So
And the
okay.
girls,
I think
the
we're
girls
okay.
wouldn't open it.
All right. So, yeah, this should be, if you're watching this, it's probably going to be Thursday, sometime after Thursday. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up here, but make sure you guys are following us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, wherever the platform. If you have it, follow us. It's Bougie Boys podcast on most of them, but the more people we get following us, the more we can do more things like go live on the actual social medias. Make sure you share us so your friends can follow us.
And I have something to say. If you are watching this out there, feedback. We want your feedback. We talked about being real and having a real community around you with your business. You guys need to be real too. Like if you see you want more comedy in here, you want more serious talks, or you're like, hey man, your lighting sucks. And we already know the background needs to change, guys.
It's coming.
It's coming. The background's going to change. We're just starting out. So we already know that. You don't need to tell us that. But like you have a suggestion or you don't like something, we want all of that noise.
You want us to cover a topic or like a certain thing? Bring it. You know, we'll talk
We're
about it.
not
We'll
talking
discuss
about
it.
politics or religion.
Yeah, but everything else, you know, we'll talk about it. Like, it's fair game. I mean, this is Bougie Boys, and we're bougie, but it's not just about the bougie stuff that we're here to talk about. We're talking about it all. So
yeah, and check out our website because you're going to see a lot of pictures out there, and you're going to see a lot of us doing our life. Like we're not just three guys meeting. We really are the Bougie Boys, and you're going to see a lot of past pictures, past videos, and like the life that we're leading. I think that it's important to see, like, we're not just telling you we've been to Paris. Like, we really been to Paris.
yeah, and I mean that's the other thing. The bougie, our website www.thebougieboys.com. We just registered it, and we're switching everything over. So I'm working on a website that we'll have up there soon, and you guys will share all the stuff other than social medias. We'll put a little photo album there, and we can post stuff up there. We'll get it all done, and then we have a section where we can this week's like when we get sponsors eventually. We can put the sponsors links up there. If there's things that we talk about during the show, we'll put on the website as well to shout out to the companies or the people that we're discussing. So a lot of potential. Go to our website. Again, www.thebougieboys.com. BOUJEE.
And get yourself some swag.
Yes. Hats will be available soon, and we'll do coins, and we'll do a bunch of stuff. So we'll make sure you guys get on there, and that helps support us. But all right, until next time, you guys, stay bougie.
Stay bougie.
Stay bougie.